Welcome, everybody, to the Totally Online Gaming Group, where we are now in Episode 4 of Atavar Ascension. As always, before we begin, I need to give a quick shout-out to our sponsor, Critical Hit Gaming Supplies. They are a wonderful, family-owned, locally owned company here in Central Florida. And they've got some amazing dice bags, dice trays, some really cool dice, as well as tons and tons of miniatures, and I guess you could call them maxiatures because they're fucking huge, like their Tarrasque that they have, some amazing dragons, a whole bunch of really awesome stuff. You guys need to check them out at their website, www.criticalhitgamingsupplies.com. And if you see something there that you like, make sure you use the discount code TOGG15. That's TOGG15, and you'll get 15% off your purchase. All right, other announcements. This is a really big one. Just had one of the last meetings this week for Lair D&D. Lair D&D will most likely be going live officially within about a week or two. We're going through the last testing phase, make sure everything's working properly. But hey, if you are a professional dungeon master or want to be a professional dungeon master and earn some money running games, well, once it's live, go to lairdnd.com and you'll be able to sign up, put in your profile information, set everything up, and, well, all your players that are looking for professional dungeon masters to give you an amazing gaming experience, not just in D&D, but other games, things like that. That's where the place to be is, and you can get some great dungeon masters. All right, let's see. Other announcements? I think that's done on my end. What about you guys? Anything you need to announce?
Sure. Unrelated. I can't fucking wait till we get video and you can see what these assholes do all the time. Other than that, so Zach and I...
Nerd Culture is dead!
Yeah, Nerd Culture is dead. We have a podcast that comes out every Wednesday. Also, in theory, we're doing this on a regular basis. Wednesday nights at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Me, Zach, and Jason over there are doing a Divinity 2 Original Sin playthrough as well.
Yep.
Over on Twitch.
Yep. And that's at Nerd Culture is Dead Twitch. Yep.
Yep.
Anybody else? Any other announcements or shout-outs?
Is this pop filter set up correctly? It looks a lot.
It is. It's fine.
It's projecting in a cone. This one's supposed to be catching you.
I'm just saying, like, the angle it's at.
It's good, man.
Okay.
It's
If
good.
we did the first couple podcasts, like that should be fun.
It's for the tall people.
Yeah.
Because Oscar projects down.
Yeah, so fuck you.
Okay. Yeah. Fuck you and your...
Hey, I know that.
My voice is fucking
Powerful!
Master Exploder.
Oh, man. And now you see what I put up with. Okay.
He has shouts now.
Same.
Yes. Yeah, we're like this, Jen.
It's what it is, man.
Yeah.
Are we ready for recap?
Yes, I think we are.
Ooh, can I do the thing? Can you?
Okay, go ahead, Zach.
Last time on Atavar Ascension.
Okay, excellent. So, yes, without further ado, we bring you to Atavar Ascension, and where you guys were as you left off. You had completed your second mission for the Freelancers Association, where you received a little bit higher grade of a B, and were deemed worthy to be official full members of the Freelancers Association, with an overall grade of B, and therefore putting you at the B rank. You then met Aiden Larue, the high elf, and I know I described him in previous things as half elf. He is a high elf. Aiden Larue, which is the liaison to the members of the Freelancers Association, with which you are now official members. He took you on a tour of the facilities, showing you places where B rank members may spend the night instead of staying in a hotel, outlining the rules of how those things work, showing you the mess hall, where people gather and enjoy some food and beverage, showing you the training grounds, where members tend to go to exercise their muscles, practice their skills, and perhaps meet other members of other groups. And then he showed you the stores, as well as the actual store, where you can purchase things in the actual store that can be used, or from the stores of the Freelance Association, where you can requisition things, which he explained, well, as much as you can, need to use. However, it does reflect a little bit negatively on your advancement. Speaking of which, you asked a little bit about the advancement, Gold in particular did, and found out that, well, while they are not at the bottom rung, they are very close, as the only step below them is a rank C.
That's how we roll.
B could have been below average.
B could have been below average, as there is also A rank, AA, AAA, quadruple A, and then star rank. Which there are many other perks associated with those that they have yet to discover. Now, given the option to take on yet another quest, but being full members, they were now afforded the same 3 remaining jobs, but with the full guild price. Oh my god, video is going to be so crazy.
I'm waiting for when we get video for them to just be fucking perfect good boys.
Oh yeah,
It's not gonna happen.
they just won't move. They'll be like, so.
It's not gonna freaking happen.
No, it's
The
not.
same stupid shit.
But with the full price of the jobs now displayed and what they will receive, which is a much increased incentive, but they also have the opportunity to improve their grade such that they could perhaps move up a little bit. They decided, well, hell, or should I say Ajax decided, as he looked upon the remaining jobs and saw, Woodhurst needs assistance. 600 gold pieces. Hell yeah.
I've assisted people before.
And he immediately snatched it up, even though the other members of the party didn't know he was doing such.
I picked them up.
They made their choice.
Yeah, we allotted you to do so.
Yes.
That's on us.
I
The
appreciate it.
The rest of the party went ahead and did their own things. In particular, Leon decided he was going to take advantage of the training grounds and stretch his muscles a little bit, where a couple other people from the guild were also exercising their skills. One in particular caught his eye, a female who seemed to move with grace and accuracy as she danced around, flitting out 2 rapiers quite quickly. He engaged her in conversation and offered to spar with her to help her with the workout. Surprisingly, he seemed to hold his own for a few seconds before the mysterious woman kind of nodded her head, pulled her second rapier, with which she was only using one at the time, and began to thoroughly beat his ass.
Sure.
That's a nice way of putting it.
It was
Yes.
fun to watch.
Clap them cheeks.
It was. But she did seem intrigued by him and said thank you for the warm-up. After this point, the party took refuge for the night, resting, and then the next morning is where we leave back into this group where you are. Once again at the Honey Pot Inn, as you had not changed to rooms at the Freelancers Association. So, that is where you are. Honey Pot Inn, you're waking up.
To Ash.
The day is yours to do with what you will.
Menus, please.
You already know what you're gonna get. Why do you gotta keep asking for menus, man?
Ask for a menu and orders the same thing
Yep.
that he already knew.
Maxwell is kind of bustling out and about, and he greets you at your table. He hands you guys menus. There are a few new things on there. Nothing particularly different as far as the overall flavor, but just the way it's presented. Mentioned that they had added a set of waffles with like a honey, sauce, jasmine honey glaze over them. couple other things added. There are some fresh fruits. There is now also a whipped cream that they have infused with the jasmine honey to add to on top of the waffles, or with fruit to be, just kind of like strawberries and things like that.
All right. It's been a long time coming. Everybody order a drink.
Gotcha.
It's 7 in the morning.
I said order a drink.
Listen, you can't get drunk if you don't stop drinking.
No, it's you can't get hungover if you don't stop drinking.
Same shit.
I don't care if it's alcohol. Order a drink.
Well, I'm gonna get the same tea that I always get, so...
Very well, says Maxwell as he writes down one of the jasmine honey teas.
I'll take a Raven's mead.
Raven's mead.
I'm gonna get the same mead as I got last time. I can't.
Evermead, yes.
Evermead, yeah.
Make that too.
2 Evermeads.
Surprise me.
Surprise you. Very well. And anything to eat?
Waffles.
Yeah.
Get waffles.
Waffle.
Yeah,
Works
waffle
for me.
sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Fruit platter.
4 waffles and a fruit platter. Very well. He heads off with your orders.
Fuck
You-
you.
Not too long after, he returns with your drinks, sets your drinks down, and lets you know that the food will be out shortly. And he heads back to deal with other patrons, which it seems like after you're bringing him back and the added supply of honey and other supplies that he has procured the previous evening, the increase in the menus, offerings, the business has gotten a little more business this morning. There are actually a decent number of people sitting down to breakfast.
Alrighty. With my drink, I stand up awkwardly, as my character does. Well, guys, it's been a good journey. I'm glad that we could finally be recognized as an official adventuring party. So, raise your glasses, as this is hopefully going to be a long road ahead. Cheers.
Yes. Hopefully we find that bastard.
Character awkwardly sits down as he doesn't like drinking this early in the morning, but it's custom.
Ajax, what's the next move? You picked the mission, didn't you?
There we go.
What mission did we pick again?
Ajax picked it out.
We're just gonna give some people some assistance. I can't remember
I hope it's
specifically.
Woodhurst needs assistance.
Yeah, Woodhurst.
Speak with LMA Finsmore at the Finsmore Manor. Do we know where this is?
The Finsmore Manor?
That'd be my guess.
You'd think after a few hundred years I'd stop trusting you.
Smart bunch we got here.
We've assisted tons of people.
We have, but none named Finsmore.
It's definitely not on the map. I'm sure we could ask around.
Why don't we just ask the server when he comes back?
I guess that's fair.
We could also just ask the guild.
Well, we gotta do something today. Might as well.
I feel like asking the guild would be a little low of us. When we were already there, we could have asked that information prior. Let's
Well,
do things about our
Ajax
own
is the one.
Anyways, but
Not we.
He represents us in this.
But
matter.
Gold's got a point. The less we use the guild, the faster we rank up. The faster we rank up.
We need
the
to
more
show
gold.
independence by doing
By
dependent
fumbling
work.
our way through the dark.
Let's
Fair enough.
ask Maxwell if he knows.
Oh,
For a
Maxwell.
chance. Maybe they've seen something.
Yes.
Maybe they've heard something.
I apologize. I know it's taking a moment. Your food will be
Oh,
ready
no,
now.
no, you're fine.
Oh, is there something else I can do for
Do
you?
you happen to know anything about the,
The Finsmore State.
Finsmore.
I wasn't reading that.
If it's in a state, it is probably up in Eknod. I mean, if you're dealing with nobles, that's where most of them are.
Guess we're going to Eggnog.
That's a lead.
And if you look on your zone map, you will notice up in the northwest corner of Kyber, there is a district called Eknot.
Eggnog. Got it.
That's what it is down here.
Damn.
We got multiples.
Look, I had a nation in my own world that people called Columbia because the name was close enough. So.
I do the same thing to my friends when they're running games for me. I fuck the names up just because I can.
Don't think I could trust anyone from
Eggnog.
Question: is there any light shopping we got to do? Or we just? Oh no, wait. Sorry, scratch that. According to Gold's plan, we get the info first, then we go shopping.
I just go shopping as I see fit.
I don't really see any need for shopping today.
I'm
There's
pretty
always
much,
need for shopping.
Until
Well,
we
of
know
course
what we're
you
dealing
say
with.
that, Percy.
Until we know what we're dealing with, there's no point in wasting money on feudal supplies that we would have just gotten otherwise.
Fair enough.
Save the trip.
Alright.
Alright, I've got no further business, so let's wait for food.
Right. Which
Food's
arrives,
on me, by the way, today.
which arrives
It always
Thanks.
a couple minutes later. It is, your waffles are nice and hot. Actually, you can see a little bit of steam rising off them. They have just come off the griddle. There is your fruit platter as well, all set before you. It looks delicious. And when you bite into it, it is delicious.
Hey, Leon, I heard you got your butt whooped in the training field yesterday.
Oh, you should have seen it.
Was it good?
It
Was it good?
beautiful.
Damn it, we missed it.
They'll never let me live this down for wanting to fight. So.
Absolutely not.
Listen, you're more of a speaking type. You're not really a man of action.
You
I give him a
wrong.
hearty slap on
Oh,
the
that
back.
sounds like a challenge. Do we need to stop by the guild and have a little sparring match between you two?
You know, that would be
Now, we got other
wonderful,
things to do.
Tomer.
Ooh, I'm inciting violence.
I fight
All
better
right.
at night.
All right.
Oh, that can be arranged.
Look, you should
Save it
understand
for
I got
later,
into this
boys.
group by dueling our leader.
Well, how about this? Whenever we end up getting back into some combat,
Kill
we'll
count.
we'll tally kills.
Kill counter. Yeah.
All right, then.
It's on like Donkey Kong.
We'll shake on it.
All right. I will only recognize fatal blows as kills. Damaging the enemy does not count. You have to deal the killing blow.
Now, wait a second. This
Sweet.
depends on what kind of enemy we're fighting.
Clearly, it does.
I think it should be majority of the hits done.
Well,
No,
That can be said. Any of us can be thrown in this competition.
I think Gold's got a better idea. Kill count. If it's
Kill
dead,
stealing, though.
no kill
It
stealing.
could be an inch
Go.
from death.
so
We'll play it by ear. We'll determine the validity of the kill.
Fair
you
enough.
understand, Gold. I have a thing
I'll have
against...
Ajax and I be the judge here.
I have a thing
Sounds
against
good.
killing other mortals. If it's like some kind of vampiric entity like it was that one time, I'm fine with that.
Well, what if we run into a tribe of hobgoblins?
See,
Would you be fine with killing a bunch of hobgoblins?
that's racist.
Damn it, Gold.
Sounds like you're not going to be winning this competition, champ.
I never do.
So, are you
Or if
all
we were
playing?
killing lots of snails?
See, animals are different than people, and that's...
Are you saying animals aren't sentient now?
They can very well be sentient, but there is a line.
Then don't call me racist.
How do you discriminate against a snail?
What are
Pretty
people
easy to
but
make fun of its shell.
advanced animals.
I think we should just.
You know what? Show me a snail that can cast a spell, and then I'll believe you.
All right,
I get up.
Challenge
and leave
accepted.
The table.
We will find a flail snail.
Jason. Oh no! Wait, never mind.
I get up and leave the table.
Is there an herb shop on the
Percy,
way
where are
there?
you going?
Anywhere but
If you
here.
go to the market district, I'm
Well,
sure you could find
let's head to
something like that.
Finsmore Manor.
Can
We've
we
eaten our
pass through the
food.
market district on the way
That
there?
sounds lovely.
You definitely you'll have to kind of jaunt a little bit to the east from the honeypot to get through the market, but it's only a few blocks over from if you were going to take the straightest path.
Mhm.
Let's just take the straightest path and make it up. We'll come back on the way back.
Yeah, we'll...
Listen,
How
I'll go
much do
shopping
I
with
owe you guys?
Relax.
Oh,
Gotta get some stuff, Percy. We'll go shopping together in a bit.
Don't worry about it.
No, I'm worrying about how much do I owe you guys.
For what you have done for us,
You're not going to convince me. What's the material cost for what I owe you?
1 copper.
Be realistic with me.
Gold.
Or else I'm going to
copper.
hold you. Or else I'm going to hand you 10 gold, and you're not going to know what to do with it. Give me a bill.
He looks over. 2 gold, 3 silver.
Here's 5 gold.
And that's how business is done. Let's go.
Here's 5 gold and the fuck you know, thanks.
Fuck you. I'm being generous. All right, let's go. To Finsmore Manor.
I'm being generous. Please do not resist.
Right.
Almost spit my
Are you satisfied with your
Logan.
care?
Now, as you can see, because the honeypot is down over here, your straightest shot is to take this road coming up this way, up into Eknot, which, oh, you've got it over
Yes,
there.
okay.
Up into Eknot, basically cutting through this way. It's a decent walk. You're probably looking at a good 45 minutes to an hour,
We
At
can go
least.
shopping.
at least, to get through the
Go
city.
on the way
Now, if
back.
you did detour to shopping, that would take you about 10 to 15 minutes out of the way. And then
We gotta get there.
you would cut up.
Let's figure out what we need at Finsmore first, then prepare, and then deal with the task at hand. We can do some excess shopping while we're there.
Yeah, I was just gonna go for some personal stuff, but that can wait. That'll wait.
I just need
If
to
we're,
be
if we're
prepared
doing this
at all
shopping
times.
trip, we might as well all go at the same time.
Let's just
Let's just be efficient about
Let's just
this.
go to Finsmore and see what we got. See what we deal with. Because if we have to leave on an excursion,
And we just went shopping, didn't we?
Yes.
but that was for the ghost boy.
You have to understand.
I bought
she really
salt.
likes spending money that isn't hers.
I have money.
Did we even use any supplies on the last encounter?
I don't think so.
I dumped salt on the ground, if that counts.
Yeah.
So we're down a little bit of salt.
No, we're down a lot of it of salt.
Holy water as well, right?
Well, you say that. I still have to
I still have mine. I
sack.
still use
He
it.
never
Right.
used it. He
I
got
know
it
you
back.
never used it.
Eventually, I'm just going to start
Still
tossing at you and demand that I give you more money.
I've never once demanded money
Yeah.
from you.
I take a pinch of
Gold's
salt.
the only one that actually used anything, and he's the only one that hasn't said he wanted to go shopping.
Burns up in your fucking hand. I don't have a spell to do that, but.
This bitch.
Nothing happens.
This bitch.
We'll just go straight to Finsmore.
Fuck is money.
We walking down the road.
6. So it takes you, like I said, it's about an hour or so, maybe a little more actually, walk, in order to get all the way from the honeypot up into Eknot.
Hey, this is like 2 Disney Worlds here.
Yep. As you make your way through, you come up to the gate that leads into Eknot, as you realize that this part of the city is actually walled off separately from the rest. There is a large, about 15-foot high, double-door, sturdy wooden entrance. And standing on either side of it are 2 of the city guard.
I walk immediately to face of the right city guard. We're here with the Freelance Association, here on a job for the Finsmore Manor. And I present all paperwork.
Yes, the Finsmore estate. I see. Very well. He reviews the paperwork thoroughly, hands it back to you. Says, I believe Elme Finsmore is her home. If you head down the main street, take a left, it will be the 3rd left, and head towards the waterfront. Her estate is right on the water.
3rd left, towards waterfront, on the water. Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome. He kind of looks at all of you. Before you enter, please, peace bond your weapons.
Please what?
Peace bond your weapons.
I don't know what that means.
Secure them for safety.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mine's just on the back holster.
Do you not know what peace bonding is?
I take my rapier out and hand it towards him.
No.
Never mind, I don't know what peace bonding is.
He goes over to, there is a little kind of cabinet set up next to the gate. He opens it up and he pulls out a long red ribbon.
Ah.
He steps up to you, since you, Henry, he says, please sheath your weapon.
Yes, sir.
And then he steps up to you. He is a very tall human male.
I love tall people.
And he kind of, he's not being rude or too forcible about it, but he moves your arm out of the way. And then he wraps this red ribbon around both the sheath and the hilt of your rapier and ties it off such that you could not draw it without taking, a good maybe 10-15 seconds to try to undo this before you could draw your weapon. He says, "There, peace bonded," and he looks at all of you.
I do the same.
What would you have me do for the bow?
He cuts your bowstring.
Yes, you just...
Yep.
I do the same. I undo the string on the bow and I put a little ribbon on with some cloth that I got left
Yeah,
over.
he gestures to the cabinet if you need any peace bonding ribbon.
I'll take 2 just in case.
Please return these upon your exit.
Yep.
I'll take 2. Proceeds to put 1 in his hair.
No, just in case if anything else happens.
I feel like one of you guys are going to try and conceal weapons. Are you all doing that?
No. I'm taking the bowstring off like you did for your bow, and then I'm putting the ribbon on my sword.
Just making
Yes,
sure.
if any of you are carrying any concealed weapons and you are trying to sneak them in, let me know.
I have to pull out all 3 of my daggers from
Actually, I
various hiding places on my body.
do have a dagger, so I'll peace bond that as well.
Okay.
No, it would require 4 ribbons for peace bonding, so I will cut my appropriate ribbons.
All right. Very well. Is anyone attempting to smuggle any weapons in unpeace bonded?
Physical weapons? No.
I'm
Okay.
smuggling these weapons.
I do.
It's fine. Okay.
I don't think I'm carrying anything on me otherwise.
Right.
Let's go.
He takes a quick look at you. The other guard is just watching from the other side of the gate there. He's just kind of observing the whole thing. The guard that you are interacting with, simply kind of takes a quick look. He's not being super thorough. Like you presented paperwork. You can understand he is not like going to pat you down and be super thorough. He's respecting that you are on a job officially. But he is not being undercautious either.
He's doing his job appropriately.
Yay! Good for him.
Yes.
Alright, lead the way. Go.
And then he just kind of waves you through.
Would I happen to know the necessary salute to honor good work for this man, being as my former military background?
You know what? You're going to have to give me an intelligence check at disadvantage because you are not from this area.
You ain't from
Firstly,
around here.
17, 18. 17's my lowest.
Wow. Yes, actually. You know that you've observed it in Kyver. You've seen a couple of the guards salute each other. And in Kyver, the salute is very simple. They basically take their right arm and they kind of, almost like they're doing a bicep curl straight up to their shoulder as they look at one another. That's it.
After we're all said and done, I thank him and give him a proper salute.
He returns a salute and kind of nods at you with a slight smile on his face. Oh my god.
Cobra choke.
Video will be hectic. Okay.
Alright. We continue on the road, though.
Alright.
Turn left,
road
all the way
again?
down to the waterfront, guys.
It only takes you about 10 more minutes of walking to get to the left turn that he told you to and turn down that way. As you do, walking down that particular street, there are, as you're in this area, these are impressive estates. These are impressive manors. Each one of them has a decent amount of space around it for a city. They're not right on top of each other. But at the same time, these are big. Each one of these is as big as the governess's estate that you saw in Eimstead, if not bigger.
The 1%, guys.
Yes.
Yay!
Huge fields of rich land.
Yes, and while they don't have the, 10 acres of land around it like the governess did because she was out further in the country, they still do have some space. They're not on top of each other, as I said. But they are quite nice estates.
You guys
And-
have me shit for shopping?
And as you walk down further towards the actual shore side, you see one of these estates, which is right on on the shore on the right is gated off, its own fence about chest high for most of you, a little bit less for you two tall trees.
Thick boys.
And of stone with an iron wrought kind of, spike fencing going across, very Gothic in style. And then an iron wrought gate. This has a nice view over the shore that goes down through some, I don't know if you guys know what riprap is.
Yep.
Okay. But not familiar. Basically, like, let's say you've got a shoreline that's, the water itself is maybe 10, 15 feet lower elevation, and then it's a sharp drop, and then all along that sharp drop, it's like they took lots and lots of rocks, probably about the size of soccer balls or something like that, and just stacked them along there to make a kind of a stonework side.
Mm-hmm.
That's what riprap is. It helps to prevent, as the water kind of comes up and it doesn't erode the shoreline.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see kind of, past the fence, the gated structure, because it's not super tall, that it looks out and there are some beautiful lawn chairs and things like that out there. Whoever owns this place, it's a very nice view. And you can clearly see across the top, written in ironwork letters, across the top of that gate in a nice arch, says Finsmore.
Alright. I'm not sure if I'll piss off everyone here, so
Oh, you
someone
will.
else needs to do the talking.
I can.
Is there anybody at the gate?
No.
We just walk right into the front door. It's not
You can try.
Alright, Percy, you got this.
I fluff my hair
Ooh, fancy.
and walk up to the front door.
Okay, so you're gonna try to walk through the gate.
I mean, it's open or closed?
Oh, it is closed.
Oh, well, yeah, I'm gonna open. Well, let me correct myself. I'm gonna turn to Ajax. You wanna
Do I want to
open
what?
the door for me?
Hold on. Do I see anybody looking at us through the house windows at us?
Yeah, hold up. Are we at the gate or are we at their house?
We're at the gate in front of the house.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say
We had permission to be here.
we're here from the Free Association. You asked for us.
Free, so sure.
Are we
you
talking to
speaking
a
to?
gate?
There's no-
I'm just speaking out loud to see if anybody can.
Oh,
Okay.
I don't know.
I'm going to open the gate then.
Okay. As you reach out and attempt to open the gate, it appears to be locked.
Wonderful.
Alright, give me a second. You have 30 seconds before I open it.
Shit. I'm just gonna start. I'm gonna see if I can project my voice and just be like,
Oh, here, well, does thaumaturgy work on you?
you can do it on anybody, I think.
Yeah, okay, cool. So
What does
I'll
it say
do-
as far as the target? Self or
It said
one target?
range 30 feet, so I can do it on him. From what if I understand it right.
I don't think no.
It doesn't say self anywhere on what I
Yeah,
wrote
but
down.
it's not a target of self or person. It's you
You're
are
just doing a
creating.
sound.
Yeah.
Okay, then I may be wrong.
Actually, Percy, how about you make?
Yeah, it says your voice booms. It's so in the
Never mind
possibilities.
then.
I'm just gonna say, not trying to sound mean or anything. We're here from what's the place to work? The Freelance Association?
Freelancers Association.
We're here from the Freelance Association. We're here on request of some matter of escorting someone.
Wrong. Assistance.
Assistance escorting someone.
No, we're not escorted.
We are not escorts.
Does anything happen for me saying that?
You don't hear anything.
Alright, I'm opening the gate.
You wait for a little bit. You don't hear any response. You don't see any movement.
I'm going to attempt to open the gate
Okay.
via lockpicking.
Okay.
Oh god, let's go.
Maybe we shouldn't.
Let's not. Please.
You have
no.
30
Time to be
seconds.
criminals.
Can I-
Yeah,
can I-
that's, remember the all-seeing eye.
I was
Maybe we don't
2
do
seconds
that.
away from grappling her.
So, what do our surroundings look like? We got this iron rock gate in front of us that leads into
Mhm.
the estate. Is there any other obvious entrance, or is it just completely walled off?
Everyone give me perception checks.
Is there like any
Just
doorbells or
about to
anything like that?
I am so glad you asked.
Is there a doorbell?
So,
I rolled a nat one, by the way.
And anyone who got a 5 or higher.
Yep.
I got an 18.
You don't even need to roll because you decided to look for it. You see, off on one side of the gate, there is a little bell with a chain.
I go.
To it. Ding, 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 ding.
We are smart. Hoo hoo hee hoo.
I can fucking open it, but go on.
About 20 seconds later, you see the front door opens, and a smartly dressed woman wearing a very stylish vest with a kind of a blouse that has some broad shoulders, almost like padded shoulders, coming down to a thin waist, and a very nice ankle-length skirt, makes her way down the steps, and about 20 feet from the front of the house to the gate, says, "Hello, may I help you?"
We're here from the Freelance Association. We're here to speak with
LMA.
LMA Finsmore.
Ah, yeah, Lady Finsmore.
Yes.
Yes, of course. May I see your paperwork? Right. She reviews it. Excellent. Right this way. She pulls the simple little slide lock.
I
For the
could
gate.
have. I wasn't
You-
wrong.
If you didn't botch it, you would have gotten it. Simple little slide lock.
on our part.
Opens the gate and kind of says, "Follow me, please."
All right.
And as you kind of come in, she then closes the gate behind you real quick, turns, and begins to walk up the steps into the home.
All right, we follow.
Hard to see the wizard.
As you enter this very grand estate, you see a lofted ceiling foyer, clearly 2 stories tall. Inside the foyer, lots of beautiful light coming in through stained glass windows built into the upper sections of it. This is a very stylish, well-built house. Excellent decoration. As you look about, you see someone has put some money into this, for sure. And as you enter to the center of the foyer, the woman looks to you and says, "If you wouldn't mind waiting here one moment while I get the lady of the house."
No problem at all.
"Thank you." And she shuffles off. About 15 minutes later, as you guys are all just kind of standing around there waiting.
Not that it's super relevant, but I do take note of value within the house.
Okay, give me a perception check.
I'm gonna. Do I see her?
4.
Do I see her doing this?
Give me a perception check.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll a perception on that too.
I'm gonna go for probably
14.
I got a 16.
14.
4.
You notice her looking around.
I'm gonna.
How
lean down,
dare
I'm
you.
gonna lean down near Percy's ear and I'm gonna whisper.
Don't even
Swear
think
to
of
God,
it.
if you touch something or try to steal something, I will kill your little friend at the dock.
That's not fair.
Yeah, now hold up. They weren't necessarily
Yeah.
friends.
You see a lot of pretty things, but you have no idea of value.
No, that's
Oh,
fine. I'm
no.
just looking at it.
I think you just really want to kill Snowball.
About 15 minutes pass, and the woman returns, coming from a side room to the right that has kind of an open archway, walks over to you and says, "Please follow me," leads you into what is clearly a sitting room, as you see several couches and overstuffed chairs, all of very high quality. You see these are some very beautiful cherry wood, some oak, things like this, very well polished, as well as the fabrics that are being used. There's velvets, there's silks. They are high-end furniture, kind of arranged around a nice little tea table, a large fireplace, several shelves of books and things like that, as well as other kind of almost individual seating areas. Like, this is an area used to entertain quite a few people sitting around and having a few drinks, maybe, an afternoon tea. And sitting on one of the couches, looking your way, is a tall, fairly attractive older woman, maybe in her late 40s or 50s.
Human?
Yes, human.
Image.
And sitting next to her is a young girl with long blonde hair. You estimate maybe 10, 11, 12, somewhere in that range. And just kind of sitting comfortably, but they're just sitting there waiting for you. The woman who brought you in gestures to the available seating and says, Lady Finsmore, these people from the Freelance Association have arrived to handle business with you. She says, yes, Susan, thank you very much. You may be excused. The woman nods, turns, and leaves. You are now left here with Lady Finsmore and a young child.
I'm gonna go sit on the comfiest looking of the chairs.
How can we be of assistance?
As you sit down, you almost kind of sink into it. It is nice. It's supportive, but it's
Nice with a tail.
yeah. You don't think you've ever sat in something as comfy as this?
Miss Finsmore, how can we be of assistance?
Well, you see here, Aiden, as she looks towards the young girl, is originally from Woodhurst, where my brother and his wife, her parents, are the governor and governess. She arrived here about a week back. It's, well, maybe I should let her tell it.
All right.
She says, Dear, it is okay. You may speak to them. The young girl kind of looks up a little bit sheepishly at you all. Says, Well, my mom and dad started to get sick, as did many other of the adults in the village. And as they were getting sicker and sicker, eventually some of the children started getting sick too, and then they sent me away. And said they didn't want me to come back home until they called for me, because several of the people died from this. And they didn't want me to catch it. Lady Finsmore kind of nods to her. Says, Very good, dear, that is all. I believe what they may have is a wasting sickness, based on the descriptions that Heraine gave me. Fevers, lack of appetite, lethargy, things like that. I have made arrangements with a local herbalist to provide the, I believe he called it Naga root? Yes. No, Nara root was. I will need you to pick that up from him in the market and deliver it to Woodhurst so that it can be administered to the people there. Hopefully not too many of them will have passed. I know it has been a while, but no one has picked up this delivery until now. It is quite a large amount of Nara root. I have already paid for it in advance. You just need to give them this. And she hands you what looks like some kind of writ.
Invoice.
Yeah, some kind of invoice or writ. Says, you'll provide this to the herbalist. And do you have some means of hauling?
We have a wagon, yes. For
As a matter of
carrying.
fact.
Excellent. I believe it is 7 crates worth.
That should be plenty of space in our wagon.
Excellent. You will need to deliver it to be provided to the peoples. I do hope that not too many have fallen ill and succumbed to this sickness. But as long as this is administered in a timely manner, I think things will be okay.
Yeah, sounds easy enough.
I think we'll make haste then.
How
We'll take
long
care of that
ago?
right now.
LMA is me. Her reign arrived, as I said, about a week past, and it has taken. She seems distraught as she has seen a few of her friends start taking ill, and several adults suffering, including her own parents. It took a few days to get the story from her, as well as then to make the arrangements with the guild. So I've only had this job in for a little bit of time, actually.
We should make haste then.
I'm certainly glad that we can do this. I'm very happy to help.
Who's the herbalist that you hired for the root?
Yes, I believe his name is Jacob.
Jacob, all right.
Yes, he owns a shop on the southeast end of the market square.
Southeast. Noted.
We should head there now.
I think I'm going to go ahead and send most of you to the market. I'm going to need someone to help me get the wagon down to the southeast end.
I will go with you.
Yes, I was going to volunteer you, Ajax.
You'll do that. I'll go find Jacob. How long is the journey, more or less, to get to the town that we use?
To Woodhurst? Yes. That, if you actually look on, let me see this map real quick.
I was trying to find it on there. I didn't see it.
Yes. Well, that's because you haven't discovered it just yet. Actually, I can look on this one, make it much easier for me. If I look in here...
Turns out it's at the bottom of another continent.
Yay!
Shit.
That's where the payment came from.
It's all in dwarven gold.
Nice.
It's not a little girl. That's a full-grown woman.
So,
Out of a nation,
out of
overrun with
character,
inflation.
do
Hey,
you all
Ron.
think this is natural or something's causing this?
We'll
We'll see
figure that out when we get
there.
there.
Well, as with our previous jobs, there very well might be something more behind this.
I don't want to go into every situation now thinking that there's some vampire behind it all, though.
But what if there is?
Question.
Then we're fucked because
Question.
we got lucky the first time.
Question.
No,
Are we
There
we're
was no
scared.
luck involved.
If we go there, she said that it hasn't been spreading. Are we going to get contaminated if we go down there?
We'll have to quarantine off to make sure.
If
The only one that got
you
lucky was the
you should
vampire.
be... If you ask her, she'll say, you should be fine. This is a remedy for it.
Okay.
But other than that, I think you should be okay. Anyone who wants to, give me an insight check.
Inside check.
Insight check. Am I good at insight? Yes.
12.
12.
Oh my fucking god, I can't do anything today. 3.
Ooh.
Roll with your new dice.
I got a
didn't even know
21.
this one.
Nice.
Total.
I rolled a 14.
I got a 19 total.
Look at that.
17 plus 2.
That's the end of part 1 for this episode. Tune in for part 2 next week.